The glorious world we live in. A place where everything follows perfect logic, except when it doesn't. A society where rules are sacred unless they get in the way, in which case, we just tweak them to our liking. A utopia where logic reigns supreme, except when the topic is gender, sexuality, or anything that doesn't fit neatly into the heteronormative starter pack we were handed at birth, free of charge, courtesy of the cultural supermarket. Let's start with the basics. Gender identity. Totally unnecessary, right? Pronouns? Just a trend. Meaningless. Until, of course, someone mistakenly calls a cisgender man by the wrong pronoun. Then, my friends, we have a crisis of historic proportions. What do you mean she? I'm a man, they gasp, clutching their pearls or their masculinity, same thing. But when a trans person gets misgendered, oh, relax, it's just an honest mistake, a difference of opinion, or even a necessary debate. No big deal. But let that same mistake happen to a cis guy. Suddenly, civilization itself is crumbling. But wait, there's more. If you're heterosexual and cisgender, no one ever questions it. No one suggests, hey, maybe you should explore a little. You never know what you're missing. Nope. Instant credibility. But if you're trans or non-binary, congratulations, the world has now appointed itself as a team of forensic detectives specializing in gender and identity. Are you sure? What if you're confused? Did you try everything before deciding? Maybe just experiment a little more? But, of course, if a child declares at 5 years old, I'm straight, that's totally fine. No doubts there. None at all. Speaking of childhood, let's talk about the Protect the Children Brigade. Kids shouldn't learn about trans identities until they're older. It's too much for them. Yes, because learning about diversity is traumatic. But watching endless movies where a man kisses a woman, reading fairy tales about princes rescuing helpless princesses, and being interrogated at age for about whether they have a crush yet? Now that's healthy. Compulsory heterosexuality from birth? No problem. But mention the existence of trans people? Whoa. Now that's indoctrination. And let's not forget society's #1 concern, trans relationships. Because in a world overflowing with war, economic collapse, and global crises, the biggest threat to civilization is a cis woman dating a trans woman.
How dare they?
Don't they know that relationships must be biologically pre-approved by the Moral Standards Committee? Love, connection, mutual attraction, none of that matters. What matters is that everyone stays within the boundaries set by some invisible, centuries-old, completely arbitrary rulebook. Now, let's talk about the military. Because obviously, the true measure of a soldier's strength is not their training, resilience, or courage. It's their eyeliner. Yes, a trans soldier wearing makeup will bring down national security faster than an actual war. Oh no! A soldier with painted nails. How will we ever win a battle now? But funny enough, these same people who think being trans is incompatible with military discipline will turn around and cheer when some Hollywood action star, shirtless, holding a machine gun, convinces them that real masculinity is what wins wars. And finally, we arrive at the crown jewel of hypocrisy, sex. Because in this perfectly logical world where everything is supposedly natural and spontaneous, somehow, everyone's roles in the bedroom were pre-assigned before they were even born. Trans women? Obviously passive. Because being trans isn't about existing, it's about fitting into the fantasies of people who've never even spoken to a trans person. Who cares what an actual trans person wants? What really matters is maintaining the script we've all been reciting for centuries. No rewrites allowed. And if you thought the irony stopped there, buckle up. Because there are also those people, the ones who dedicate their lives to fighting against the existence of trans identities. Imagine if I started an entire political movement against chocolate because I don't like it. Campaigns, rallies, televised speeches. Chocolate is an abomination. It will destroy our children. Humanity is at risk. Sounds ridiculous, right? And yet, That's exactly what people do when they spend their energy policing trans lives. Why do they care so much about what someone else does with their own body, identity, and existence? Great mystery. At the end of the day, society demands that you follow its arbitrary rules, punishes you if you don't, but tells you that you're the problem. It tells you to be yourself, but only the version of yourself that they approve of. It tells you to be free, but only within the limits they decided for you. The real issue has never been gender identity, sexual orientation, or even makeup in the military. The real issue is that some people can't stand the idea of others living their lives without asking for permission.